The docking bay of the Orion trade station was always noisy, clattering cargo crates, the hiss of hydraulics, and dozens of species haggling in a dozen different tongues. But today, all that background chaos faded into a hush. Every worker, every trader, every soldier stopped to stare at the tall figure stepping off the sleek obsidian shuttle. Her skin shimmered faintly, like polished bronze under light. Her long hair, a cascade of metallic silver, rippled as if it carried its own magnetic current. She moved with deliberate grace, hips swaying, back straight, eyes sharp. The outfit she wore, a high-collared, form-fitting exosuit traced with faintly glowing runes, did little to hide her physique. The alien woman was stunning, in a way that wasn't just beauty but presence. People weren't merely admiring her. They were in awe. I was leaning against a crate, tool belt still clipped around my waist, when her gaze snapped to me. Her silver eyes narrowed. She tilted her head, voice smooth but cutting. Everyone stared at my figure. "What's your problem, human?" The silence shattered. People went back to pretending to work, but I knew they were still sneaking glances. My mouth went dry. I wasn't staring," I said, rubbing the back of my neck. Her lips curved. Not quite a smile, more like a challenge. "Good. Then maybe you see more than others do." The beginning. "My name's Kai Mercer, human engineer, one of the few Earth-born mechanics stationed on Orion. I usually kept my head down, fixing jump drives and patching cargo haulers. Humans weren't rare out here, but we weren't common either. We had a reputation for being clever, stubborn, and reckless. 3 qualities that made people either hire us or avoid us. So when this woman, later I'd learn her name was Sarah Valeth of the Xyrath Dominion, singled me out, I didn't know if I was lucky or about to die. She strode past everyone, closing the space between us in 2 confident steps. Her presence radiated heat, like she carried a sun inside her. "You're human," she said, like testing a hypothesis. "Last I checked. And you're not overwhelmed by me." Her voice dropped lower like a warning. I frowned. "You're tall, glowing, and walking around in a War Empress suit. Yeah, you're hard to miss. But overwhelmed? Not really." That made her pause. For a split second, her fierce composure cracked. She studied me like I'd spoken an alien dialect she didn't expect. Then she chuckled, a low, resonant sound that made half the dock crew turn their heads again. "Interesting," she murmured. "You might be useful." "Useful how?" Instead of answering, she simply extended a hand. A gesture that looked more like a command than an invitation. "Walk with me, human." The middle. I should have said no. I had a repair order backlog long enough to make the station commander weep. But there was something magnetic about Sarah, something beyond her physical allure. Curiosity burned hotter than caution, so I followed. We wound through corridors toward the high-tier levels of the station, where diplomats and Dominion envoys conducted their business. Every alien we passed bowed their head or quickly stepped aside. The Dominion was feared, an empire of warrior kings and priest queens, known for bending worlds to their will. Sarah clearly wasn't just some emissary. Inside a secured chamber, walls lined with faintly humming energy glyphs, she finally faced me. "I don't trust these people," she said bluntly. "Their eyes are filled with hunger and deceit. But your eyes are different." "My eyes," echoed. "They don't crave me. They question me." Her gaze sharpened. "You looked at me and thought. That is rare." I shifted uncomfortably. "So what do you want from me?" Her tone hardened. "Protection." I almost laughed. She was over 6 feet tall, looked like she could wrestle a grav beast, and was surrounded by Dominion tech. "You're asking me, a mechanic, to protect you?" She folded her arms, which only made her suit strain in distracting ways. Not in the way you think. I can kill anyone in this station if I choose. What I need is someone who sees me as more than a figure. Someone who can tell truth from performance. Someone who can notice threats before blades are drawn. Why me? Because you didn't look away when I asked. First, I thought it was a game. Some kind of Dominion psychological test. But over the next few days, Sarah stuck to me like a shadow. She came to my workshop, watched me weld panels, even asked questions about human tools. Everywhere we went, people stared at her. Men, women, aliens of every species. She noticed every glance, every whispered comment. And every time she'd shoot me that sharp look. They stare. But you. What do you see, human? I started giving her answers. Real ones. I see you're restless. You shift your weight when you stand still too long. I see you don't like closed rooms. Your shoulders tense near walls. I see you're pretending not to be tired. First she scoffed. Then she started listening. And little by little, I saw the warrior facade peel away. One evening in my workshop, she sat cross-legged on the floor, her armor set aside, revealing softer fabric beneath. She traced patterns in the dust absent-mindedly. Do humans also feel it? She asked suddenly. Feel what? The weight of eyes. The chains of expectation. I nodded slowly. Yeah, maybe not like you, but yeah, everyone wants you to be something. Stronger, braver, smarter. Sometimes it's easier to play the role than fight it. She looked up at me, silver eyes glinting. For the first time, she didn't look like a Dominion warrior. She looked lonely. Conflict. But peace never lasts long on Orion. A week later, the station's alarms blared. Docking Bay 7, where Sarah's shuttle was stored, had been breached. By the time we got there, smoke filled the air and Dominion guards lay unconscious. A group of masked mercenaries were trying to hack into her ship. Sarah's composure snapped into something primal. She leapt into the fray, movements so fast I could barely track them. Her fists cracked bone, her kicks sent mercenaries sprawling. But more poured in. Dozens. Too many even for her. I grabbed a plasma cutter from my belt, heart hammering. I wasn't a fighter, but Sarah had trusted me. That meant something. While she drew attention, I slipped around crates and overloaded a nearby power conduit. Sparks showered as the dock doors slammed shut, cutting off reinforcements. Sarah fought like fire incarnate, but one mercenary slipped behind her, blade raised. Instinct roared through me. I tackled him, slamming the cutter against his weapon until it hissed and melted. He snarled, but Sarah finished him with a brutal strike. When the last merc fell, she turned to me, chest heaving, eyes blazing. You risked yourself, she said, almost accusing. Yeah, well, what's your problem with that, alien woman? I shot back, panting. For a moment, silence stretched between us. Then she laughed. A sharp, genuine laugh that rang like crystal. The ending. The Dominion declared the mercenary attack an assassination attempt. Political whispers spread. Sarah wasn't just a warrior. She was a claimant to the Dominion throne. That made her both a target and a symbol. When she told me this, I nearly dropped the hydrospanner I was holding. You're a princess. Not a princess, she corrected. A contender. Which is far more dangerous. And then she said the part that floored me. I want you at my side. Me. I'm just a mechanic.